Hello students, today we are reading chapter 5 of class 10, The 100 Dresses part 1, written by Albasar Ister. This story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmates. Wanda Petronsky is a young Polish girl who goes to school with other American children in an American town, but these children see Vanda as different in many ways. So we can say this story is just tells us about the discrimination that is faced by the immigrants because they come from a different race or creed. This often leads to their bullying at school, which is not only humiliating but also disheartening. In this story, Vanda was an innocent and a very talented girl, and this story tells us about her experience of bullying in the school, but she forgives her classmates who used to bully her for her weird name and due to her claim to have 100 dresses. Let us know how it all happens. Today, Monday, Vanda Petronsky was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girl who started all the fun, noticed her absence. So the story begins on Monday, and this story revolves around Vanda Petronsky and her friends, or we can say two girls, Peggy and Madeline. So we can say today is Monday. Vanda Petronsky is not at her seat. That means she is absent today, but nobody has noticed her absence. Two girls, Peggy and Madeline, had started making fun of her. They have also not noticed her absence. Usually, Vanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. So, usually, Vanda sat in the seat next to the last seat. That means, in the last row of the room number 13 of the school, she sat in the seat next to the last seat of the last row. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. So she sat in the corner of the class, and in this row, naughty boys, rough boys used to sit who did not score good marks. The students sitting in that row used to make noisy movements of their feet on the ground. Scuffling of feet means noisy or dragging movements of the feet on the ground. Most roars of laughter when anything funny was said. So we can say they used to laugh loudly, and most mud and dirt on the floor. So the floor of that corner used to be full of mud and dirt. Vanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. So we can't say that Vanda was naughty. She was not naughty nor made noise, but she still sat in that corner. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. So she was very calm and rarely spoke anything. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. So we can say she had never laughed loudly. She was so quiet that nobody had heard her laugh even. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Here, crooked means naughty. Sometimes she twisted her mouth to give a small smile or a naughty smile, and that was all about her. Nobody knew exactly why Vanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggings Heights and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. So nobody knew exactly, so nobody was aware of the true reason why Vanda was sitting in that corner seat. Other students thought that Vanda used to sit there because she came from Boggings Heights. That is a place name. And this area was very far from school, and her feet were always full of dry mud. But no one really thought much about Vanda Petronovsky once she sat in the corner of the room. But after Vanda had sat in her seat, nobody bothered about her. The time when they thought about Vanda was outside of school hours, and we can say at noontime when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began. So the other students, they means the students, other students thought about Vanda only when they were out of the school. They thought about her at the noon time when they were coming back to school, or in the morning time before school started, when groups of two or three or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to school yard. So on these occasions, we can say students would be in groups of two or three or more, and they would be talking with each other and laughing while coming to school campus, right? Then sometimes they waited for Vanda to have fun with her, and sometimes these students waited for Vanda to come so that they could tease her. The next day, Tuesday, Vanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. So the next day, that means on Tuesday, again Vanda did not come to school, and once again nobody paid attention to her absence, nobody bothered about her absence. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who did not track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Vanda wasn't there. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie took notice about the absence of Vanda, and these two girls used to sit in front row with others, with other children, with other students who scored good marks, and their feet were never full of mud. Now, Peggy was the most popular girl in the school, in school. So we come to know about Peggy, the second character, the girl who used to tease Vanda. Peggy was the most popular girl of the school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. So she was beautiful. She had many beautiful dresses and her hair was curly. Now, Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Vanda's absence was because Vanda had made them late to school. So, why they noticed about her absence? Maggie and Peggy and Maddie noticed absence of Vanda because they got late because of her. And why they got late? Because they had waited and waited for Vanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. So they had waited for Vanda to make fun of her, but she did not come. They often waited for Vanda Petronovsky to have fun with her. Many times they used to wait for Vanda Petronovsky to make fun of her. So we can say they didn't bother about her absence. They were only concerned as they couldn't make fun of her. right? Now, move to next. Venda Petronowski, most of the children in room 13 didn't have names like that. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronowski was. So here, most of the Venda Petronowski, most of the students in the room number 13 didn't have names similar to Venda Petronowski. Their names were easy to pronounce, like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. Name of one boy in the class was Willie Bounce, and other students thought that his name was funny. But name Petronowski was more funny according to them. Venda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. So now we come to know about Venda, about her friends. Venda did not have any friend in the class. She used to come to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. That means that didn't fit properly. So she was always seen wearing a dress of faded blue color, and it did not fit her correctly, it did not fit her properly. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. So she was wearing a blue faded dress, and Venda, that dress was clean, but it was never ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Venda didn't have any friends, but many girls talked to her. Sometimes in the schoolyard, school ground, girls stood around her, and uh, they did so while she was watching other girls play hopscotch. Hopscotch is a game in which children hop into uh, over and over squares marked on the ground. That is a hopscotch game. Everyone has just played this game in the childhood time. So on the worn hard ground, so we can say that the playground of the school was old and hard, and the schoolgirls used to surround her in the school ground where she was just watching other girls play hopscotch. Now, Venda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she was talking to Miss Mason. Venda, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge, that means a gentle push. Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? So, here, Peggy, one of the girls who used to tease her, Miss Mason is the teacher of the class. We have come to know about this name. Peggy would address Venda as politely as she would address her teacher, Miss Mason. Now, Peggy would give a gentle push to one of her friends and ask Venda to tell how many dresses she had in her cupboard. So, in this way, she used to tease her by asking how many dresses she had in her cupboard. Then, 100, Vanda would say. 100, exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. So Vanda used to reply that she had 100 dresses, and all small girls used to get surprised by the answer. because it was totally difficult for them to believe it. She was always seen wearing a faded blue dress. How can they believe that that girl is having 100 dresses in her cupboard? That's why everyone, all the little girls exclaimed. Incredulously means showing unwillingness to believe. They were not able to believe this thing. And they stopped playing and now they started listening. So the girls playing hopscotch would stop playing upon listening the answer. What was the answer? 100 dresses. Yeah, 100, all lined up, said Venda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. What are they like? Are all silk, I bet, said Peggy. Yeah, all silk, all colors. So Venda replied that she had 100 dresses. All dresses are neatly put in her cupboard and then she will remain silent. Lips drew together means she remained silent. Then Peggy said that she was sure these dresses were of silk. Then Venda replied that these were of silk and of various colors. Yeah, all silk, all colors. Velvet too. Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses, Venda would repeat stolidly, all lined up in my closets. Then they would let her go, and then before she had gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. So Peggy asked if Venda has dresses also. Then Venda calmly replied that she has velvet dress also. Right? All the 100 dresses are neatly placed in her cupboard, and after this they would allow Venda to go, and after Venda went a little away they would laugh loudly, just laugh at her. Actually nobody believed that Venda had 100 dresses. That's why they burst into shrieks. That means they laughed loudly. And stolidly means calmly, without showing any feeling, right? Then 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Vanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So why did she say she had 100? What a story! So nobody was able to believe this thing. Everybody thought that Vanda didn't have 100 dresses. They believed that Vanda had only one blue dress. She wore this dress every day. So why did she say that she had 100 dresses? Everybody thought that she was telling a fantastic story. How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. So here Peggy again asked that how many pairs of shoes Vanda had. Then Vanda replied that she had 60 pairs and all are lined up in her cupboard. So we can say she continued. First she asked about the dresses and then about the shoes. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this. Then she would ask with more politeness, that means overemphasized politeness. All alike, that she asked with extra politeness if all the shoes were same. Venda replied, oh no, every pair is different. All colors, these were of all colors and all lined up. These were neatly lined up in her cupboard. Peggy, who had thought up this game. So who thought up this game? Peggy. Of asking, this game of asking about the dresses, and she had just thought of this game of asking Vanda again and again about the dresses. And Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. So Maddie was Peggy's friend who was always with her, and these two friends left this discussion in the last. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. So, after everybody had gone, Wanda would start walking in the street. Her eyes were dull, mouth was closed. While walking, she would occasionally give jerk, which means giving jerk to her left shoulder in a funny manner. And then Wanda would walk towards the school alone. Peggy was not cruel. She protected small children from bullies. Now we come to know about Peggy. The other aspect of Peggy's character or nature, we can say that Peggy was not really cruel. She was not actually merciless girl. She protected small children from bullies, from naughty boys. Bullies means those who use strength or power to frighten weaker people. So she protected small children from naughty boys. And she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. So if she saw an animal was not taken care of nicely, she would cry for hours. So she can't see any animal just being mistreated by others. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Vanda?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel? So, if anybody told Peggy that she did not show any sympathy to Vanda, Peggy would have been surprised. Why? Because she just want to justify it. She wants to justify her action. Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? So she thought that Vanda should not have told that she had 100 dresses because it was a lie. Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, she never made her cry. So, we can say anybody could tell that Venda was telling a lie. Why she wanted to tell a lie, and she was not an ordinary person because she had a different type of name. But Peggy never made Vanda cry. Actually, Peggy didn't tease Vanda too much, and we can say she just justified her action, that why she was teasing her, why that girl was saying that she had 100 dresses, which was a lie because she was always seen wearing a blue faded dress. As for Maddie, this business of asking Vanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had was bothering her. Why? Because Maddie was poor herself. So, as Maddie was concerned, Maddie didn't like students asking Vanda every day about her dresses, hats, and other things. Why? Because Maddie was herself a poor girl. She usually wore somebody's hand me down clothes. Hand me down clothes means old clothes, handed down by someone else, or we can say discarded clothes. And she was herself a poor girl. Normally, she wore old clothes given by someone else. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Boggins Heights or have a funny name. So she thought that she was lucky. She didn't live in Boggins Heights and she didn't have a funny name. Otherwise, other girls would have teased Maddie also. That's why she was feeling lucky herself. Sometimes When Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed. So, whenever Peggy was asking such questions to Wanda, Maddie didn't like that. She knew that the politeness shown by Peggy was false. She felt embarrassed, she felt ashamed, and studied the marbles at in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. So, what she was doing at that time, Peggy wanted to tease Vanda, but Maddie would look at the marbles in her hand. She would roll them in her hands and say nothing to anybody. Not that, not that she felt sorry for Vanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Vanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dresses game. So Maddie did not truly feel sorry for Vanda. Actually, Maddie paid attention to Vanda only because of the dress game, and this game was invented by Peggy. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next, so she was having that fear. She was worried what will happen if Peggy and others started playing the same game on her. She was worried about that. That if Peggy and others started playing this game of dresses on her, then what would happen? Of course, she wasn't as poor as Vanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she wouldn't like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Vanda Patronosky. So she didn't like that. She knew this thing. She was that she was poor like Vanda, but she was not as poor as Vanda was. But she was poor, and Maddie would be more wise to say that she didn't have 100 dresses. She knew this thing, but she wouldn't like that others should start teasing her. She wanted Peggy to stop teasing Vanda Paternoski. She wished that Peggy would stop teasing Vanda. Actually, she thought that if Peggy and others played the same game joke on her, she would not lie like Vanda, and that's why she wished that Peggy should stop teasing Vanda. Now we will stop here. Thank you. Have a good day.